I will.
Ghost of Tsushima has by far been the most underrated game in the last like 5 years for me. I know everyone loves this game, and I've always knew that it was a good game, like I've just known just from other people. But for the first time I played this game, I never really got into it. I burnt myself out from playing it too much. But with this second playthrough, I've realized on how good of a game this was. I only have a very like few like minor problems with the game, which I'll discuss later. But I did just want to make this video to tell you guys why you guys should try Ghost of Tsushima. And in this video, I'm going to be trying to tell you guys like the reasons why I liked it from the gameplay perspective, the graphics, even the story. I'm going to glance over the story just because I don't want to really get rid of this actual story, just for new players. But I keep on saying anyways. I think that's basically what I'm going to be trying to hit with this video. It's going to be a little bit shorter, hopefully, for my sake, just because I'm not going to lie, I'm sort of dreading making this video, just because I don't really know how to put it into words on how to explain like why I like this game. That's the biggest problem I have with like making these video essays. So I'm going to try to keep it a little bit shorter, hit on the main things, and then glance over the story just because the story would take me too long, and I want to make this video before I go on vacation. So let's begin on just the story, and then I'll cut over it, probably like a minute and a half. Anyways, let's begin. I'm not going to lie, the edit that I made in the front or the start of the video is a pretty good representation of the story in very bite-sized like chunks. Sort of spoilers at the end, so I wouldn't watch it. But anyways, you start off acting like you change characters. He plays Jin Sakai. I have no clue how to say their names, just because, I mean, I do, but I just don't want to put accents on them. Anyways. Who's this Ronin almost, but not really. I'm really bad with like, Japanese like fucking thing. I want to say samurai, but I'm fucking messing this up terribly. Anyways, Mongols, the Mongolians, come over with Kotal Khan, which is fucking the nephew of Genghis Khan, which is pretty cool. Don't know if that was a real person, probably, but anyways, he's attacking this island, or trying to invade this island of Tsushima, where, obviously that's the whole point of the game, or, that's the name of the game. But anyways, after that they invade, it's a flawless invade because they only have 40 samurai defending them, because that makes sense. But anyways, the attack goes well for the Mongols, and Jin Sakai is saved mysteriously by Yuna. I think that's her name. I'm blanking on names right now. You're saved by Yuna, who is a thief, and anyways, blah, blah, blah. Jin learns from Yuna in different ways, against the code that samurai and, other fucking codes are used. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they disband the code, and he sort of morphs it and bends it around, like, a little to help him and, use different aspects of war that are unlike their usual practices, if that makes sense. Forgot to honestly mention this because I'm fucking stringing this along, but Lord Shimura, who is Jin Sakai's uncle, is captured by Kotal Khan and is in his in this outpost that is at the end of the acts. There's different acts. I'm just gonna probably go over like Act 1 and 2. But anyways, Act 1 is basically you trying to make a team to get Lord Shimura out of that like outpost or camp. So that's like the whole point. You meet up with Lady Masako, I think, or Masako. I'm saying names so fucking wrong, and a few other people. Throughout this entire act, you build up that character and that bond with each character, making a team. And after you finally make or set Lord Shimura free, the act's done. So honestly, I'm only going to do Act 1 just because I don't want to give too much of a spoilers, but so we're going to go over other things that I think are really good. Don't get me wrong, story's really good, just don't know how to, I can't go over it really well, is what I'm getting at. Really confusing, for me at least. Here's the part of the video now where I'm just going to be, having a boner over the entire, everything about this game, and then I'm gonna go over like a few nitpicky things I have. But anyways, I did just want to say the combat in this game is fucking fantastic. I had to swear in that one because, you know, I'm edgy. But the combat with all of the different stances, this is also, no, it's not really spoilers because you know, you could get it in like Act 1, but with all stances, I feel like that's also really cool. You know, just having each different attack feel like, you know, unique. Each different stance by themselves, like the normal like pose, also really tough. The graphics, I was gonna go more into the stance, but I shot blank. Relatable. But yeah, no, the graphics in this game are honestly really like beautiful. I'd say they're on par with like Red Dead 2, maybe even better. However, like, I mean, the rain could be better, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, even in like Act 3, I'm not gonna tell anything about it, but like that entire environment that they have in that like entire chapter or act is really good. I think they did really good with the footsteps. It just, you feel in this world, if that makes sense. Like, you just feel condensed. Like, you feel like you're in what you're playing. And I always like whenever games do that, especially like Red Dead 1 and 2. Even like Red Dead 1 just had like very, you know, very bland colors. But even in like towns, it still would work. And Red Dead 2, I don't even have to explain why that game is just a, you know, an experience by itself. But Ghost of Tsushima does that same thing too, especially where the HUD is like not even, you can't even see it whenever you're just by yourself, like roaming, because of the incredible waypoint system with the guiding winds. I always thought that was really neat on how just swiping up on the D-pad, that was also really cool. Being able to sheath your you know, your katana, being able to play the flute, I always thought that was neat. Bowing to people, I like something that you didn't really need to add, but I'm glad that they did. So I mean, those are all the boners I have for this game. But I mean, they're good boners, if that makes sense. This is such a weird fucking thing to hear. But anyways, now that's all the fucking massaging I'm gonna give this game right now, and then I'll go over a few nitpicky things, and then that'll probably be the end of the video. But anyways, there you go. Like I've said multiple times, the cons that I have for this game are very nitpicky. Like, for the sheath, whenever you know, put your sword back in, I wish you could just do like a slight walk whenever you do that, because every time I do it, I look really cool whenever I do it, but it's like, also I want to like, not like cancel the animation, but like, I just want to like put it in faster. Pause. But still, a few other things, like, I mean, how sort of, not like repetitive sections are, but like each, I don't really know like how to explain it, but like with each different like section of the game, they never really had, they had very few like parkour could be better. I mean, just the animations are reused. Something, I mean, you can also say that for, you know, some of the animations too, for fighting. But again, it's like the game's already really good, so it's like I'm giving this, I'm polishing this game off, is what I'm saying. Is that I understand, I think this game was made by like 174 people too, which is crazy. But either way, what I was getting at is that even though I'm complaining about like very nitpicky things, it makes sense, because that's the whole point of the game, is to feel very realistic to that genre of game, especially with the incredible amount of respect that they give to these, you know, Japanese filmmakers, especially, I think it's like Kyoshi or whatever it is. Like, that's an entire like edit or filter you could put on the game that also, you know, translates or puts it black and white, and then other, like, they speak Japanese, you know what I mean? Now I'm polishing this game off, and this is the con section. Anyways, but what I'm getting at is that they're very nitpicky problems, but other than that, the game's fine. Like, and that's all I could say, is that the game's fine how it is, just very nitpicky things that you can definitely deal with, because it's, the experience of the game is 10 times more worth it than being a bitch about the game. So, sorry for even making you guys watch this. Click off the video right now if you want to. I would say like and subscribe, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways, have a great rest of your guys' day, and stay classy.